By popular demand, I'm going to show you guys my low rarity Draco Wyrm deck. So I've been playing this deck since the event started today, and I've just been having loads of fun with it. You know, it's a really cool format where everything's like really low ceiling, so it's really back and forth YuGiOh. If you guys want to improve as players and just get used to the game, highly recommend you play this event. And if you guys just want the gems, I'd highly recommend you play the get for the gems as well, because the gems are insane for this event. I'd probably say they're better than the XYZ event, which is crazy. I think actually it's slightly less, but you get more early, and it spreads out a little bit more towards the end of it as well. So definitely worth playing. I'm going to show you guys what I'm playing at the moment. It is a Wyrm Draco deck. So if you guys want to see me play it live, check out my Twitch. It's in the description below, and we'll get straight into it. So for the tangy monsters, we're only playing the 3 Adara, Shathana, Vishuda, which is at 1, and 3 Ashuna. So we can synchro summon this deck. So I wanted utility of the Adara, so I thought I'd play max out on that. Shathana can certainly come up because you do go through the monks like really quickly, and this can get one back and destroy a monster your opponent controls. So yeah, really cool card. I think this card's seen a bit of play in the current format along with this card in the TCG, that is. So yeah, really cool card. And then obviously Vishuda is a really insane card for just bouncing, and you can recycle it with Adara as well, which is pretty good. Yeah, sometimes you just want to special summon a Ashuna in defense and just sometimes pass if your hand isn't great. And I don't even think that's a bad thing to do with this format, because it's 2600 defense, so it's pretty good. So for the True Draco monsters, we play 3 Maiden, which searches any of the other monsters. We play 3 Ignis, which gives us access to Disciples and Heritage. And then we play the Dryeth 3, the 3rd. I'm not sure. I haven't actually played this guy before in True Draco. All I know is that you can tribute summon him as normal. Your opponent cannot target face-up True Draco monsters, except for this card. Also, they cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, which is pretty good. And then if this tribute summon card leaves the field, you can special summon a True Draco from your deck in defense. It says leave the field. Leaves the field, yep. So you can secret summon this card off and then trigger its effects, which is pretty good. So yeah, I thought this guy was worth adding, as we do not have access to Dynamite Fighter, but that's not an issue because he actually does fill out a good void in the deck for floating into True Draco monsters, which is pretty good. And then for the last of the warriors, we play this guy. So he actually got quotation marked as a Pankratops when Pankratops got limited in the TCG. So basically what it does is a free summon if only your opponent controls monsters. And then when this card special summoned, you can target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. I think that's an activated effect. Yeah, if your opponent controls a monster Draco, you can target one card. Yeah, it's only monsters, it only destroys the monsters. So still, it's good monster removal, and it's 2500 beta as well. And it's level 7, so you can synchro summon with it, with the Adara. So yeah, pretty cool. And then for the True Draco engine, we play 3 Heritage, 3 Disciples. We have no draw power in the deck, however, these cards are really, really insane for going into Grod games, and they also give you a little bit of draw power as well, which is much needed in this deck, especially because we don't have the diagram as well. We also play 3 MST. I noticed there's a lot of back row in the format, and sometimes you just want to trade 1 for 1 for back row. Also, if you're in a dire position where you have to trigger one of your traps to break a board, you can MST pop one of your True Draco cards to get additional effects. So this card has loads of utility in the deck. I really like it, and probably keep playing it, to be fair. As well as this card. This card's insane in this deck. So in the modern TCG current format, this card's used in Sword Soul, and if your opponent effect baited or imperms one of your Sword Souls, or Moe or Tai, you can tribute it and special summon or add a Tengi basically. You normally add the Shathana, but in this deck it gives you loads of utility to add whatever monster you need, because we only play Worms except for the Ancient Warrior. So this card's really, really good in the deck, and it gives you you can banish it the turn after to add a Tengi from deck to hand. So yeah, really, really good card. I recommend playing it if you're not playing it already. 3 Torrential Tribute. So this card's an absolute blowout in the format. So many people play into it. It's funny. I think I had a guy earlier that pendulum summoned, was playing Metal Foes. He pendulum summoned, I torrential tribute and just blew his balls. It was pretty funny. Phoenix Chain, so the only reason this card's in here is because it's a continuous trap card for our tribute summons. So this card is definitely a flex base, but I like Phoenix Chain because it's just like an imperm. Yeah, like historic previous imperm. So dinosaur imperm, that's what I call it. Also, we play the True King's Return. This is basically Monster Reborn, and it allows you to tribute summon in your opponent's main phase for one of your True Draco monsters. Also, then when it's sent to graveyard, you can destroy a monster on the field, which is pretty good. And then the One Apocalypse, same effects, but basically you can destroy another True Draco to half the attack and defense of your opponent's monsters. So this card is at 1, it's unfortunate, but we don't have Dynamite Fighter to access it, but still a really cool card. I recommend you guys still playing this, even though it's a one of. So yeah, that's the deck, 40 cards, and then we go for the extra deck. So honestly, the extra deck is just super small, like utility, and then the main cards you need is 3 Monk and 1 Berserker. You could probably say the rest is flex spaces, but we play Sacred Warrior. So for all the synchros, they're 5, 6, 7, 8, because we play level 1 Tuner plus a potential 5 here with Shathana. Then we got a 5 here, so 6, and we got another 5, so it's another 6, and we got 7 access. And all the tangies, well, the big tangies are level 7, so you can make a level 8, which is the enlightenment, yeah. Paladin. So this guy, honestly, he's just a big guy. Just 2500 beat stick. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. So it does have like additional pressure, adding more damage to your opponent. But honestly, like all these cards are just flex spots. The main card you use is just Monk and 1 Berserker. That's all I've used so far. I think I synchro summoned a couple of times, but it wasn't anything significant. You can also Pentastag. I had this card in I think I attacked the game with it, so I had 2 monsters on the field. I linked them off, made a Pentastag and attacked with a Ignis for piercing, basically. So yeah, that come up. But yeah, like I said, the rest of the deck is extra deck is just flex spaces. But yeah, really cool deck. I think it's probably one of the best decks. It's super consistent. I haven't bricked with this deck, but like I said, if you want to watch me play it live, check me out on Twitch, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.